Welcome to this week's episode of Cape Critiquers. Today we take a retrospective look at Deadpool and Deadpool 2. Starring Ryan Reynolds, these films broke new ground in the superhero genre with their off-the-wall humor, meta-commentary, and R-rated antics. Deadpool and its sequel were celebrated for their fresh comedic take on the superhero formula, blending over-the-top action with sharp wit and self-awareness. These films redefined what a comic book movie could be, paving the way for more mature and unconventional superhero stories. In this episode, we'll discuss the impact of Deadpool on the superhero genre and cinema, Ryan Reynolds' portrayal and the character's evolution, the unique humor and meta-commentary in both films, key themes and standout moments from each movie, and of course, our personal critiques and favorite scenes. So sit back, relax, and join us as we dive into the world of the Merc with the Mouth, Deadpool and Deadpool 2.
Hey there, you chimichanga-loving nerds of Caped Critiquers. Deadpool here, and I gotta say, it's a real honor to have my glorious name gracing your podcast. I mean, who wouldn't want to spend their precious airwaves talking about the most handsome, most dangerous, and definitely the most humble mercenary around? Keep up the good work. And remember, if you ever need a guest star with a healing factor and a mouth that never shuts up, you know where to find me. Stay classy, kiddos.
Alright, welcome back to Cape Critiquers, everybody. I'm hungover, and today we're talking about the Deadpool movies, Deadpool 1 and 2, on our countdown to Deadpool and Wolverine.
Pretty fitting that you're hungover.
Yeah,
I
I
guess,
I was gonna say,
yeah.
perfect.
my healing factor is kicking in at some point.
With the help of Pedialyte.
Alright, I guess to start off today, did you guys catch the newest Deadpool and Wolverine trailer?
With Sabretooth?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nope.
You didn't see it?
No, I did. You showed it me last night. And that was, actually, Sabretooth looked a bit older.
I was going to say, like, he hasn't aged a day, though.
Yeah.
He looks exactly the same. The beard is big now.
Right.
Maybe that's what
It was
it
the
is.
same actor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
From the first X-Men movie.
yeah. Not my favorite one, but I think it's pretty cool that we're going to see it.
Yeah. It also makes me think that there's definitely, like, more cameos that they're not showing.
Oh, sure.
If they're, free
Absolutely.
to show off this,
Mm-hmm.
there's definitely more.
I still think the other Sabretooth should have been there.
Yeah.
You never know.
It would be funny if, like,
They
a
fight
different,
each other?
Yeah, like, I feel like that's going to happen a lot. And, like, with the Juggernauts, maybe.
Mhm.
Sabretooth.
It'd be funny if, like, you know, he's just like, who's next? He just kills Sabretooth, and then just, like, again, he's like, all right, who's next? And just, like, another Sabretooth comes out.
Could happen.
We'll see.
Watching the Deadpool movies made me really fucking excited to get to Deadpool 3.
I have to agree.
Same.
And, wow, I've seen these movies so many times, and I don't know what it is. I picked up new stuff in these things. It's
Did
like,
you?
Yeah.
I'm looking at the beginning of this. I'm like, I forget this.
Yeah.
And it was like all new to me, and it worked. You know, these movies were put together pretty well. I mean, you know, there were goofball movies in certain spots,
Yeah.
but the production was really done well on them, and you're just stuck with character the whole time.
Mhm.
You know, and it was, even when you're breaking the wall, he's still the character. It was just, they were done well.
I think it has a great mix of, like, comedic Deadpool stuff, but it also stays true to, like, the fact that he kind of was just, like, a Deathstroke clone. He has, like, this tragic backstory.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I feel like that's what, like, a lot of new, or just people that don't really know the Deadpool lore, like, they just think he's, you know, so random, funny
Mhm.
chimichangas guy.
Yeah. Mm.
But,
I mean, the second movie had, like,
yes.
like very forced-in chimichanga jokes that
Yeah.
I didn't like
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I do think that they capture the emotional aspects of Deadpool's character really
Yeah.
well, too.
Yeah.
And there definitely were those emotional scenes where you actually felt bad for the character. I mean, okay, here he loses the love of his life. He's just getting engaged. They're talking
Yeah.
about having babies. You know, they're trying to have babies, and then, you know, tragic loss. And I mean, those are some serious moments.
Yeah.
Even the moment where he's getting diagnosed.
But yeah,
and-
even
and-
that was
and-
like a serious,
And
like,
he's like, she's planning fucking step A through Z.
and
I'm just
and
trying to
he's just
memorize
like,
her
I
face,
just want to, and I'm like, okay, yeah, this is like, I'm a married man. I'm like tearing up a little bit. you
Yeah,
know?
that's some great writing
Yeah.
in that scene.
Yeah, it was like there was levity in it. It was like, wow,
Yeah.
you know.
This first Deadpool did to me what Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one, was. I didn't know what to expect, and I didn't think it was going to be as great as it actually was. So
Yeah.
it was like total enjoyment.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, I'm sure they kind of felt he absolutely had no place in the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
You know, So this was just going to be an all-out.
It almost never happened.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
They had to, internally leak it basically
Yeah.
to get people on board.
Yeah. But yeah,
That's
it's incredible.
Yeah.
Similar to Guardians, I feel like the second movie is actually better than
Than
the
the
first
first?
one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But the first one surprised.
The
My, my intent, not that we're talking about Guardians now, but my thing with Guardians was, why would they bother making a movie about a group that really wasn't like super popular for me as a comic book reader? When you got all, we're still waiting on the Avengers and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah, I think it's a rights thing, honestly, because like they probably would have made like more Spider-Man stuff if they
Right.
could.
Right.
But I'm happy that we almost got like boxed in a way where they have to use their creativity.
Right.
And Guardians, is completely different in the comics.
Oh yeah,
They're nothing
absolutely.
like how
yeah,
they
no,
are.
no, no, yeah, totally
And
different.
Even
crew.
like Deadpool in these movies, like they kind of just take bits and pieces from like his comic stuff and mush it around and change it. But like I don't think Vanessa is.
his girlfriend.
Yeah, I think she might even be a mutant in the comics, or she has powers or something.
Not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. Even like just this overall like backstory is kind of changed a bit
Yeah,
from what I know.
I had told James the other day. I mean, to me, Deadpool wasn't ever a comic book character for me.
Mhm.
It was kind of like they used him when they needed him.
Yeah, I mean he started off as like a one-shot villain, I think.
Right. Correct. Yeah, like the assassin. Like
Yeah.
you said, he just was a copycat of.
I mean, his name's Wade Wilson,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
the character he's copying is
Yeah.
Slade Wilson.
yeah,
Doesn't get much, closer than
But I
that.
do think that these movies do round out the character a little bit more. They do give him a bit more emotion because in the comics he's he's very funny and witty, whatever, and he's just merciless.
Yeah.
But with this, they give him a bit more emotion that something people can actually attach to.
Yeah,
Like
and
Uncle
that's why
Mark
I'm
said.
excited for the new one, because they interviewed Reynolds, Levy, and Jackman, and Ryan Reynolds kind of alludes to the fact, like, this is going to be more, like, it's going to be funny and there's going to be the cameos and everything, but at its core, it's going to be a character study of, Deadpool and Wolverine. Like, this, guy who just tries to use laughter and comedy to hide his pain, and then there's, the Clint Eastwood type in Wolverine.
dead serious.
Yeah. It's going to be like a good masculinity kind of character study. So that's what I'm excited for. That, at its core, there's a real movie there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and Wolverine masks his pain through pure rage and anger.
Yeah.
If you
Oh,
notice.
no.
Absolutely, yeah.
So it's a very interesting.
I do think they're the perfect duo.
Yeah, they're
also to
a perfect duo,
explore.
and I think they're a perfect yin and yang type of duo.
Yeah.
It's just so funny that Ryan Reynolds in the Deadpool's just tooled with Hugh Jackman so much for years in these things, that this is
It's
actually
crazier
finally
that
coming
Deadpool
together.
and Wolverine didn't happen sooner.
Yeah.
And another one where it's like it almost never happened.
Yeah.
Like Ryan said, I think it's like 16, 17 years in the making.
Yeah.
Maybe
It's
even more.
20 maybe
20,
if you're just counting from the start of X-Men.
Yeah, it's been taking a long time for him to
Yeah.
come up to now.
Yeah,
For this
absolutely.
movie.
And I think it was even like before like 2010 that like they were gonna have like an Amy Winehouse on the Deadpool joke, but then like she actually
She
died.
died.
So they
Yeah.
couldn't do that.
Oh my God!
great, yeah.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, strange. I mean, Ryan Reynolds seems to know what the fans want, and I don't know if he's a comic book guy, one of those guys that really researches what the MCU should be. But whatever he's doing, man, wherever these
Seems
ideas
to
are coming from.
understand Deadpool though,
Yeah.
which I'll take it.
Yeah,
Right.
Even
Yeah,
if he's
yeah.
not the most hardcore comic book guy, he at least knows the character.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you definitely you talk about people who own the character.
Yeah.
So Wolverine's owned by
Yeah.
Hugh Jackman. I mean, we've spoke about this before. Can you see anybody else doing?
No.
No, I mean,
You know?
I can't see
And
anyone
the
else
same
doing
thing with
Deadpool.
No, exactly. You have to have that gift of gab that Reynolds has to bring Deadpool out.
It's the same thing where it's like Robert Downey Jr. just is Tony Stark.
Exactly.
period.
He has that gift of gab to
Ryan
be that
Reynolds
character.
is the same way where
Yeah.
it's like
He owns it.
laugh so I don't cry type of personality.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, he's just the perfect guy.
Yeah. No, I mean, nothing wrong with these.
I guess we're done. What did you think of the differences between the opening scenes? Because I felt like there was definitely like a difference of scale with like a fight on the freeway, which is the thing that got leaked, and killing international groups of criminals.
Yeah.
So the fight on the freeway is what I totally forgot. I thought it was somewhere else in the movie.
Well, I mean, it kind of is.
It is
Yeah,
also, but I forgot that the movie opened like that and that whole narrative. But even if you watch the opening credits, it's all of that as well in animation, you know? So then you get into it happening, and they're like, this is powerful. To me, it was as powerful as an opening, believe it or not, of Saving Private Ryan. It was just impactful, you know, and it just sucked you into it, but only in the way that you could do it, you know, having Ryan Reynolds narrating it as well as it's going on, you know.
Speaking of that opening credits, though, the second one is just like so funny how it just like gets more parodic and just absurd.
But did you read any of the stuff in the opening? You know, like some angry bitch, you know, shit like that. It's like what the hell? You know? And then you're starting to watch the movie. Oh yeah, that's the angry bitch.
Yeah. There was a Deadpool video game that got made around like 2012, I want to say, and even that, it's like, you know, Deadpool like calls up the game company's CEO, and then like he blows up their office and whatever, so they send him a script, and then he gets a script, and then he just like scribbles in the whole thing, and it's like very similar to that type of thing, where it's like, you know, this is Deadpool's movie,
right?
So
I think one of my favorite scenes in the second one was when he's dealing with the Yakuza in the Japanese baths, and Dea is playing in the background, and he's just giving somebody fucking, what do you call it? What would you even call that?
Is he just like wiping the towel?
He's just wiping the towel against them while doing it, and just slicing throats. And all of a sudden he gets blood in his eye. He's like, whoa! Stop. That was my favorite scene.
The action in that particular part of that like montage was amazing.
It was amazing.
That was an amazing.
That was really good choreography.
The music was amazing in that whole scene, and just the choreography of it was.
Here's what I will
wild.
say about the music in the second one. I think it's only the second one that I have this issue with. I hate when movies get like soundtracks. Like Pop Out to the Party is like that like terrible Lil Pump song that was like attached to this movie. I just hate when movies do that, but
it's definitely a lot more obvious in the second one.
Yeah. What I do like though is like when Juggernaut shows up, they just have like, holy shit, it's Juggernaut. That weird choir.
And then and then when you watch all the way through the credits, it's at the end of that also.
It's great.
Wow, I gotta play this out someplace.
Yeah. But like using the music to almost like narrate what's about to happen in the movie is so fucking funny.
That is funny.
That's what I like. These movies are almost like a little bit like a product of like the years they came out, because there's just like fucking dubstep references and shit.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's gonna date them.
Yeah, I think like at some point they played Bangarang by Skrillex.
Like a few times, and I was just like, come on. Like it's such a joke of its time.
Well, I don't know, like how big was dubstep even in like 2018? Because I feel like by then it was kind of old.
It was even past its like it was like done by then.
Well, that was part of the joke too.
Yeah, like Cable said, dubstep sucks.
He's like, dubstep's for pussies.
Dubstep's for pussies, yeah.
Speaking of the second one though, did you guys watch the super duper cut? It has the montage where he keeps trying to kill himself.
Oh
no,
my God.
I didn't watch that.
I saw that.
Oh, that must be funny as shit.
That was hilarious.
It is. Yeah. There's like a lot more shit in it.
Oh
It's
God.
great.
Was that one on Disney Plus?
I don't think so.
No, that wasn't the Disney Plus one.
DVD or whatever.
Yeah.
You could, I think, find it on YouTube.
Yeah, I watched the second one on Disney Plus, so I think I'm gonna have to go back and check that out.
Well, that is true to Deadpool's character. He's very suicidal and he just can't die.
I think he's tried multiple times to kill himself.
I mean,
in
he's
the comics.
fucking miserable.
Yeah.
He just hates being himself.
Which me and Dad was saying the other day. Wasn't he in love with Lady Death as well?
He's in love with just like Death.
The
same one I think Thanos is in love
is.
with.
My draw to the character isn't just, you know, the comedy and his mouth and his wittiness, and it's the man is not without talent.
Yeah,
that's true.
I mean, when he's truly got to get something done, he can move those blades, he could shoot.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so he's got the talent, the acrobatics, and everything. You know, it's just that it's intermingled with a lot of shit.
Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, like he's still not a guy you want to fuck with.
No,
Definitely not.
He's not the joke.
Kind of reminds me of Vigilante from Peacemaker.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
That's a good comparison.
Yeah, and that's very good. But that's the whole thing. Like in that scene where they're trying to chase down. He has the whole new crew with him, and they finally all land, and it's only him.
X-Force
The
stuff
X-Force,
in the second one is so good.
It's him and
Peter.
no, what's her name? Well,
Domino.
Domino. Him and Domino, and Domino's driving, and Domino's like taking him like he's a joke now, because she's the only one who made it. You know, the whole bit, and then she's on the truck, the convoy, killing and doing what she has to do, and the thing's driving itself, and he slides in and, you know, sort of like saves the moment, and she gets it, like, this guy's he's a killer.
Talent.
He can do it. You know?
I do love though when like he's like just basically like saying, you know, she's never gonna make it to the convoy,
Yeah.
whatever. Even if she does get in, like she's gonna be fucked without him. And then she's like, all right, I'm in. I have
Yeah,
convoy.
you know I hear you.
Fuck?
You know I hear you. I can hear you. And he's on a stolen moped.
I really do think they portrayed her powers in this movie
Great.
very well.
Yeah.
She played it very
is
well, and
insane.
again,
Zazie Beetz
you know,
is so good in this role.
You know,
She-
luck.
So she's my runaway character
Yeah.
in these
Yeah,
movies.
absolutely.
And you know, she runs in the second one. She runs a close tie to Cable, but she steals the show in both to me because she's just such a powerful character.
Yeah.
But in this movie, she just steals the show from beginning to end. It is a superpower. No, it's not.
Yeah.
That whole thing there.
Luck is
She-
not a superpower. and
It is a superpower.
You know,
She
and
went
she
on
proves
to
it.
prove. I think they did a better job of portraying luck as a superpower
superpower.
than they did portraying Storm.
Yeah.
Oh, I have
You
to
know
what I'm
agree.
saying?
I
Yeah.
have to agree.
I mean, I feel
Yeah.
like luck,
I agree.
just like the Rube Goldberg machine, it's just like so perfectly matched for like movies and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With that said, though, I do think every opportunity to just like play into it, they did it successfully. Like
Yes.
even just like landing on the big panda thing,
Yes.
was so great.
Right. Exactly.
And then like, oh, I would really need a bus right now.
Yeah.
Bust in the window.
Yeah.
The number 7. It's not. It just can't be one number.
But yeah, and I love that one scene too where Juggernaut is about to rip Deadpool in half, and she just sees it. She's like, "No,
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna try."
I'm gonna rip you in half now.
Oh my
What'd you
God.
think of
That's
Cable?
such a Juggernaut thing to say.
I
I
love
liked
Cable.
him. He's not like a traditional Cable,
Right.
really, but I think Josh Brolin
he
it off.
pulled him off.
I
yeah.
love Cable.
Yeah.
He is
And,
a really
and I
great
hope he does
character.
come back. They say no, but
Oh, they got it.
I also
know.
wish Domino would come back, but I
do
don't
too.
think she's
But I
gonna
don't
be
think
in it
she's
either.
no.
That might be too many cooks
And,
chefs in the kitchen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Cable's serious nature was a good bounce off
Yeah.
of.
Well, Jack
Deadpool.
suggested to me I should read Deadpool and Cable. Apparently, it's a great run.
Yeah.
He like pretty much just makes an island in like the Middle Pacific. Cool
Okay.
concept for a run.
Yeah, I do like at the end though when it's like he did it for Deadpool and he's like, no, I didn't do it for
I
you.
didn't.
Yeah.
Definitely didn't.
What did you think of like the differences between the villains with Ajax and Cable? I thought Ajax was just like more like randomly evil, you know?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because he had no feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of just like a villain of the week type of villain.
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah.
Which I think like he's like we talked about this with how like Spider-Man just has like this is his biggest villain of all time, but like that's supposed to be Deadpool's biggest villain of all
Mhm.
time, you know.
Yeah.
I don't think Cable is even like a villain really for him.
He's
No.
not. Yeah.
I think I wouldn't even say he's like the villain of this movie.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't either. He
Yeah.
was just
He's definitely at points like an antagonist, but
And-
then
yeah.
they kind of figure it
an
out.
involuntary accomplice, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, he didn't really want to be doing this shit, but
Yeah.
he had his own thing.
Yeah, it's really just like a way to put a twist on X-Force,
Right.
I guess.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first movie, though, I wasn't really super impressed with the villain.
Yeah,
I thought, what's her name was cool, though. Her fighting Colossus.
Angel.
Yeah, Angel.
Angel.
yeah.
Yeah. And that was like one of her big roles to really get her started. And then she did all the other stuff that she did with Star
Yeah.
Wars and things like that.
I don't know about her character though, like
Yeah.
at all in the comics.
Yeah, I didn't understand just how strong she was or
Mhm.
whatever like that, but I think they pulled that little...
Yeah. To me, her and Ajax just both seemed like
Extremists.
Yeah, but they almost seemed like that, but like with
Mhm.
mutant or just
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
almost like super soldier.
I got that same vibe
Yeah.
from that
Yeah.
as well. And that's what they sort of alluded to. Yeah, she's,
They're just like kind of really strong mutants.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's kind of the extent of them.
Right.
Nothing like creative about their powers.
Yeah.
Really.
What'd you think about the dynamic of like Weasel and Dopinder, the cab driver?
I do like the
Yeah.
cab driver.
Yeah, the
Depinder.
cab driver.
He's gonna be in the third one.
Oh my god.
I feel like Cable though is not like he's kind of just like a more modern version of like a cliche character, you know?
Mhm.
He had a lot of cool stuff, though.
Yeah.
His,
Definitely.
The
you know,
gun
his
is
personal
pretty cool.
shields
Yeah.
and...
His
Yeah.
eye. I like that his eye can like make a
Yeah.
hologram of the gun, and he can actually put a gun together and parts together like
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
And
I
it
did
tells
like
them
that,
what's
yeah.
not, what's broken, what's not.
Yeah,
you know, the
which
whole
is pretty
thing.
cool.
Well, he had a lot of high-tech assistants,
Mm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
you know. But, again, another guy that's not without talent
Yeah.
Yeah.
for himself, you know.
Absolutely.
But
yeah.
you know, again, here you go. Everybody knows the stature of this guy from the first movie. At the end, they talk about Cable going to be in the next movie. He's going to be a big guy the whole bit.
Ah.
So he set him up from the first movie.
Yeah.
In the
And then
second
it's like,
movie,
short
they-
Josh
yeah.
Brolin.
and they just ragged on him the whole way through. I thought you'd be bigger, the whole thing.
Also, just like
Yeah.
the ongoing joke of Deadpool just pretending that he's racist.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm pretty sure at some point Juggernaut just smacks fucking
Yeah.
Cable out of the way,
Yeah.
saying,
Oh, he
"Get
did.
out of the way, midget."
Yeah.
Exactly. He did something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of Juggernaut, I also love Colossus in this movie.
Yeah.
A lot
Oh,
more
yeah,
than the first one.
Yeah, Colossus. Oh.
Well,
I
because
just
then
think-
Colossus finally got. Sometimes you have to.
Yeah.
That's the way we did it in
Right.
Mother Russia.
Yeah. I like how also Deadpool's like, just say fuck for me one time.
Fuck. You're going to hell.
Yeah. Potty mouth. Whoa. And then like later on he tries to like make a joke and he's like, yeah, let's get out of here before Fuckernaut wakes up. He just like laughs to himself and no one else laughs. It's good.
Well, I did say first time we saw this Colossus was, wow, it's a big dude.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh,
yet,
yeah.
when the first time we saw this Juggernaut,
Well,
I
it's
was
so funny
like,
because we were just talking about
yeah.
Juggernaut versus Colossus.
Oh my God, please.
Yeah.
That didn't even look like it should be a fight.
No.
I
man.
mean,
He was
I
Holy
agree.
crap.
When I saw Colossus, I was like, "Oh, that's a big motherfucker."
yeah.
When I saw Juggernaut, I was like, "See, that's a big motherfucker."
and just the voice and everything
Yeah.
else
Oh,
was
man.
pretty wild.
Yeah.
I also like he was like, I'm gonna take you and put you up the red guy's ass.
Yeah.
Did he have a British accent?
It seems almost like
Almost
a
British or like Australian.
yeah, something
Yeah.
like that.
weird.
Why? What's the
Because his brothers.
Professor X.
Yeah.
They kind of
Yeah,
reference it.
that's right, I
It's
Well, yeah.
forgot
He's
that.
talking about it.
Actually, the Juggernaut in the X-Men movie had an accent also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He-
I'm the Juggernaut,
Yeah.
bitch.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's definitely not as pronounced as that. 'cause
Right,
I,
right.
Like, I
Yeah,
don't remember it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love Fire Fist though.
Mhm.
His
Yeah.
humor is fucking amazing. Like he's just like a naturally funny guy.
Yeah.
But like the way, like just like what I think of most is like when he's like roping himself away.
Yeah, that was pretty
Shit
funny.
like that.
That is great.
What about the devastation of his crew?
Oh my
Oh
god.
my
my
god.
God.
Oh.
The X-Force stuff in this is
Yeah.
so good. And Jack told me I have to read X-Force because apparently they're like on the scale of like the Suicide Squad.
Well,
Oh.
like that's
Yeah.
like the X Force that isn't the X Force.
Yeah,
Right.
like the
Mhm.
ones
Right.
that just like they you said like they just show up to like a like parade or something.
Well, when the original X Force run ended, they just replaced it with like other people
Okay.
who weren't really the X Force.
Like Zeitgeist is on the team now.
yeah. Well, for a little
Yeah.
bit. They host like some like meet and greet thing, and then like the original X Force like comes and beats the shit out of them. Yeah, and then they change their name like fucking 20 issues later.
Oh my god. Yeah, but they're so fucking funny from what it seems. But like it just is such like a great thing to have all these like huge actors show up and then, they're just talking about the winds constantly, like of how it's gonna not be like a good day to fly or parachute. And then they just all fucking die so brutally.
Yeah.
They got the one that hit the bus.
Yeah. Terry Crews just smashes right into the bus.
It was like I'm watching this, part of the movie, and you're like, oh my god,
Yeah.
what's that? And what was that? The
wood chipper.
the wood chipper,
Yeah.
the vomit.
Yeah. He's like, Peter's arm gets melted off. He's like,
Oh my fucking god! And he's like,
yeah.
I love when you can see the fucking one guy in the parachute just like go like that.
But we also get a cameo from Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt.
Yeah,
On the
as,
thing. I think he's gonna
getting
be okay.
electrocuted.
And then the body falls. No, he's not.
yeah. I like also the part when he's talking to Domino and he's like, yeah, the whole team's dead. Vanisher might be okay, and then just falls down on fire. Never mind.
Oh my god.
yeah, well written. I mean,
Yeah, just so
it
fucking
flowed
funny.
very well.
But I thought it was funny. Even then later on, they're talking. It was like, who would have known with the winds and this and she and Domino's like everyone, literally everybody knew.
It's funny though that he went back and like saved Peter.
Yeah.
And only Peter.
Peter, go home.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
seemingly not from the Deadpool 3 trailer.
Really? Oh no, because
Shatter
Shatter
Stars
Stars
one.
there too. Yeah, my mistake. Yeah, sorry.
I also love with Peter when he's like in the interview, he actually shows the actor's photos. Like, am I being catfished right now?
Yeah. Yeah. I also like how Peter is just like getting really scared, and then like Deadpool's just like, I'm just showing off to them.
I really like the subplot in the first one with Tobender where he just fucking kidnaps his cousin and then he dies in the back of the truck.
It crashes, and then there's like no. It doesn't like never explain like what happens as a result of that. Like,
Well, I
just got
think-
his body in the back of his fucking car.
I think it's explained in the first one that he died, or in the
is
second one that he died.
Oh well, I mean he didn't go to like jail for it though. Seemingly.
Well, he wants more.
Yeah, he fucking runs over the guy at the Exis
Yeah.
SX
Yeah,
place.
it's
Yeah,
SX.
because it's like
Weird.
supposed to be
Yeah.
Mr. Sinister's like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
place.
So you got 2 movies. I probably remember more scenes from both of these movies than I do from actually really, movies that I liked
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
It just seems like everything in it was just boom, kept my interest.
Well, like-
After he got ripped apart, remember he's sitting on the couch.
It's just a baby
it
penis.
That was-
Shirt and ball in it.
Who
Yeah.
thinks of that? Who thinks of that shit?
oh my.
But then his roommate, the blind woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Al. Blind Al's character will live on in the third one, just
Fantastic.
continuously talking about cocaine.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
I wish I had some cocaine.
Yeah. I like how also he like leaves and he's like, there's a bag of cocaine somewhere in this house.
It's an enormous amount of it
Yeah.
somewhere buried in this
Well,
apartment.
it's mentioned in the first one, then you see it in the second
You see
one.
it in the
Yeah.
second one, yeah.
I feel like I do remember more of the like action comedy from the second one.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
know?
Well, definitely a lot more action.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? The Deadpool video game had $100 million budget, and the
Wow.
first movie I think was like
Yeah.
only 58 million.
Wow.
Well, it was 70 like something million, but that included like advertising.
Mm-hmm.
So
Which was it 1 or 2 that when he's finding out he's going to be like a super or whatever, he's going to become a superhero, so he thinks. Does he say?
That's
I
the
just,
first one.
I don't want a green suit.
Yeah.
yeah, that's animated because of Green Lantern.
Yeah.
And what about the sidekicks?
Negasonic.
Yeah.
Nah,
Her
yeah.
powers are like pretty different in
Yeah.
the comics.
Yeah.
They traded because her powers are different. To change it, they had to trade Ego to like Disney.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not
And
really.
the other girl.
Yukio,
Yukio.
which is she's like nothing like that in the comic.
Right.
She's like Wolverine's like love interest.
Yeah.
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 Isn't she the same chick like meets him in Japan?
Yeah.
That's her?
She's
That's
in
it.
the Wolverine.
She's in
Yeah,
the
I was
Wolverine.
about to say.
Her power is that she can see when people die.
Hmm.
But like in this movie, she seemingly had like some like electrical like
Right.
whip.
Whip.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, my other thing, I don't know if it was
What?
slight. Now, my other thing, I don't know if it was like a slight hint towards the X-Force suit for
Hmm.
Deadpool.
that when it's all gray, right?
it's all
That's
gray,
what
yeah.
I was thinking
I was
too.
like, that looks like the X-Force suit.
Yeah.
So I don't know if anyone caught on to
Yeah.
that.
Good catch. Yeah.
But it
It's
looked
funny
cool.
that you said that
It looked
because
really
it was like
cool.
totally grayed out, and I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, it might be a little. I thought it was gonna be a stretch to say it.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I was like, but it's got to
Yeah.
be it. They
Yeah.
had to like at least hint towards it.
Mm-hmm.
So cool.
I love the whole like
Little
trainee
Easter egg.
thing.
Yeah.
too. Just like how like he after putting on the trainee thing, he like just went full on that he's an X-Men pretty much.
Mm-hmm. I also just love when he gets fucking flung into the room with the kid,
Yeah.
and then he signs the Hugh Jackman cereal
Wheaties
box.
box, yeah.
And then he's like, that's gonna be worth something. I'm an X-Men. The kid's just like trainee.
Trainee. Everybody, that was just a run-on joke.
Yeah.
So with the plot in the first one, I feel like the main reason that like I didn't like the movie as much as the second one is because like the whole plot of him like not thinking that Vanessa would still love him is just like dumb.
I
you know?
agree.
Because
I
like
agree with
especially when like she even says it like you can, it's a face that you can get used to. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it still looks a lot like Ryan Reynolds.
Mhm.
Just has like avocado skin. Really. So
Yeah. I mean, it is like a big thing with his character. I think though, like in the comics, maybe it's not executed super well in the movie,
Mhm.
but he just hates himself.
Yeah.
I guess it's just
It's,
silly to me.
it goes back and forth too because I mean she's gorgeous. I absolutely love her, but she's
Mhm.
not perfect.
No.
Yeah.
You know she's been around whatever.
And they both joke about how bad their lives are.
Right.
Yeah.
you know?
Correct.
Yeah.
And I think he accepts her for her,
Mm-hmm.
and she does the same for him.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
that's what makes it work. Well, believable for me anyway. You know.
I feel like that's what makes it unbelievable for me. I just feel like they set it up so that like of course she would accept him the
Yeah.
entire time. You know.
Well,
No, I
going into
agree.
the third one, we know they are no longer together.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
they're split up. She's a new boyfriend allegedly in the third one.
Oh, really?
Ooh.
Because I like what was the whole opening scene? I guess it's an opening scene.
She's just his friend.
I did not know
Ooh.
that.
Yeah, I
Wow.
forgot about that actually.
This is new news to me.
I didn't know that. I don't like the movie now.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, people are trying to
She'll
figure out
win.
like who her new boyfriend's gonna be.
She'll win him over at the end.
It's got to be someone funny, I think.
He'll
Like,
win her
people
over.
are saying it might
Cable.
just like be Kevin Feige,
Oh
or
boy.
like it could just be like Wolverine or something. Like that'd be funny.
That would be fun.
Maybe Peter.
Oh,
Oh,
my,
boy.
that
I don't know. Something funny, I think.
or
But
Dopinder.
Dopinder, maybe. Yeah.
And why couldn't they get Owen Wilson back to play the time?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I just think it's gonna be a different sector of the TVA.
You
and
think?
I think
Yeah.
Owen Wilson is kind of just like done with. His, like,
I'd
You think
also,
so?
I'd
Yeah.
also say don't count it out. You never know.
Yeah.
Well, if the TVA is involved, and I wonder if this is before the Loki situation or after.
I think it's after
So
because
do you
we-
think Loki will make an appearance?
it's a tough call, honestly.
I don't know. Isn't
I
he
think-
running the show?
He does run TVA now.
Yeah, I think we're more likely to see one of the like more like prominent agents
Right.
than we are to see like a Loki or an Owen Wilson. Honestly, there's so many fucking people already. Like
Yeah.
a
Yeah, sure.
Zazel, Lady Deathstrike.
Yeah.
Mhm.
How
ton of
bad
random
did he
people.
fuck up the time just by bringing her back?
Well, he also did kill Ryan Reynolds. He did tell Wolverine that at some point your old pal Wade's gonna tell you to suit up
Mhm.
again.
Pretty sure he killed baby Hitler at some point.
he couldn't do it, and then he said, "Oh, I'll get Cable to do it. He likes killing kids."
Shit.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we don't know the extent of he still has that bracelet.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we don't know how much he's done.
Yeah.
Apparently enough to seemingly cause an incursion because
Yeah.
he's gonna lose his whole world.
We were talking about like Easter eggs and everything. Did you guys notice that Matt Damon was in the second one?
What?
Yeah.
I didn't notice
No, I
that.
didn't.
The scene where Cable comes to like our time, I guess.
Mhm.
It's one of the guys on the truck.
Is that really Matt
Yeah.
Damon?
Yeah,
I was looking to
it's
see if it was
Matt
anybody
Damon
that-
and Alan Tudyk.
Oh,
That's
really?
funny.
Yeah.
See, Alan Tudyk I got, but I didn't notice that was Matt
I love
Damon.
the truck nuts.
Yeah, truck nuts.
Yeah. It's funny that like Matt Damon just like cameos like that in
He
Mhm.
does that
superhero
a lot.
movies.
Yeah.
I thought the character dynamics were a lot funnier in the second one.
Mhm.
You know, it just worked
Mhm.
better. Even just like the X-Men that were there,
Yeah.
and not just in the room.
I did think it was funny though that they showed the McAvoy X-Men.
Oh,
in the
Oh,
room.
yeah.
Yeah.
Even though it makes
Yeah.
absolutely no sense.
Yeah.
So are they like just hiding from him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
was
love
fun.
how like I think like a scene prior to that, he's in the wheelchair and he's just like,
Mhm.
"Why is there only two of you every time I see you?" And
Yeah.
of course, Beast is closing
Mhm.
the door.
I remember
Very
like
cool.
apparently it took like 6 actors to make Colossus work. Because like
Really?
one was for like
Really?
the face, one was for like the mocap, one was for like the voice and all that.
Wow.
So let me ask you something though. I never thought Deadpool was a mutant.
I mean, mutants in
thought
the
he
comics are
was-
just weird.
He got his
Powers from the
from
Yeah.
trying to be cured
yeah.
from the cancer or whatever. I mean,
I do think it's like slightly retconned in this movie where it's like it triggers his mutation.
Yeah. And in the comics, he gets like his powers from Wolverine, which you can kind of see because like the thing they inject him with has like blood in it.
Mhm.
So
so he's got his healing powers and everything from. Okay.
I do think this one made more sense because like I guess they wanted him to be a mutant.
Right. Yeah. No. Sure.
So like,
Why else would the X-Men be interested in him? You
in
know?
the X-Force run, it might be like when they renamed it, but there's like one where he was protesting at the Berlin Wall and it fucking fell on him and he's like turned into like a living piece of the Berlin Wall. So yeah, I guess like shit like that can happen in the comics.
Yeah.
So
Me and Jack were also saying that it's funny how in the movies like he wants nothing to do with the X-Men,
Right.
but in the comics like he's just dying to be
To
one of the
be
X-Men.
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good like twist.
Mhm.
Least favorite scene?
For me, it's probably in the second one with the dubstep like fight montages.
Yeah.
I like the fighting and everything. I,
I
just
do
feel
agree.
like the dubstep,
Yeah, the dubstep part
Yeah.
was like a little
Yeah.
played out. to
that
me.
joke kind of took everything over.
Yeah, which sucks is like the action in those scenes were great, creative too, just like pushing the mutants off the thing.
I like when he breaks his back.
Yeah,
It's a little bit before that.
yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
that is good.
I'm gonna have to say for me, it's gonna have to be all the fights with Ajax in the first one.
Hmm
I just think it wasn't exciting.
He's
enough
almost
for
like
me.
such like a nothing villain.
Exactly. There wasn't enough there for me to be excited about
Yeah,
it.
Yeah, exactly. I have to go with you on that. That fight after the fire
Yeah.
and the explosion in the place with Ajax. That didn't really do anything. I think that explosion, the fire, and him thinking he died there, it could have ended there with that
Yeah.
fight.
hmm
You know,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
that was just a
Agree.
silly fight. Yeah.
Same thing. Ajax didn't do anything for me.
No.
I that fight in itself should have never happened,
Yeah.
and he should have dominated it a lot quicker.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know.
I agree.
Well, it's like hard to tell because you don't really know what either powers are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Ajax is just like randomly really strong, I guess.
With no feeling for pain or
Yeah.
empathy or anything.
It's kind of just like somebody on fucking PCP. I don't know. I feel like I had a least favorite scene. Can't really remember though, but it's out there.
Okay.
Yeah. Favorite scene is probably the opening scene in the second one.
Yeah, that opening's great. I especially love like the slow-mo through the warehouse, and he's just like, oh, look at that guy, he's on fucking fire.
That was almost like a, to me, like a Spider-Man thing, from one of the first Spider-Man movies when he finds out, when he's having a fight in the school and he's sort of talking to himself. And so that was like a throwback to me with that. But that was a good scene.
Yeah.
The slow-mo stuff through there.
I also love like the creativity in the second one of the Cable fight in the icebox, where it's like, the bullet goes off but it misses and it like hits Wade's collar, so it's like that. It's such like a good way to push the story forward and like explain like how the next thing where he falls and breaks his back and like kills himself. It's like, of course he's gonna be able to heal then because the collar is not working.
Hello, Powers.
Yeah, it's just like a great use of the action sequence to also
I thought
progress the story.
him falling is what broke the thing.
No, I think Cable shoots it.
I thought it
Because
just
I thought it was a little bit of both.
I don't know.
But
I
yeah.
don't remember it even getting shot,
Yeah.
but I
Yeah.
just feel like it like fell off. the
Yeah, because
second-
I think I remember him just falling onto a table, and when he hit like the back of it, it like fell off. Like
Yeah.
that.
I'm like 99% sure Cable shoots it, like missing stuff. Like I think he's like going to shoot Russell, and then like Deadpool jerks him out of the way somehow or whatever, and then
And
it
he
like
gets
hits the collar.
My favorite scene is probably going to be on the transport with
Yeah,
Domino.
That was my favorite.
Yeah.
I really love him fighting with Cable
Mm-hmm.
to the point where Cable's shooting him and he's got
It's
this
just
thing
like
going.
the thing from Origins.
And then
yeah.
all of a sudden you see, he's still got the holes in him.
Yeah.
Those bullets are fast.
The
Yeah.
bullet. I
he
thought
gets
that
like
was
the
my
first
favorite.
few, and then
Yeah.
you just start seeing the blood.
That whole build up to the whole scene though, with the dynamic with Domino
Oh,
and the whole,
yeah, that-
talking and the whole bit.
That was a great
Yeah.
sequence, even
Yeah.
down to like at the very end where
Mhm.
Juggernaut's out and I'm gonna
Yeah.
rip you in half.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, which I think that was also a bit of a gag on the first appearance of Deadpool, where he's cutting the bullets and
Yeah,
slicing.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
He's like, I can't really actually fucking do that.
Yeah, it's good.
But I think my favorite scene would have to be the entrance of the X-Force, where they're gliding in.
That
and
is
it just
hilarious.
gets
That's my
slaughtered.
favorite comedic scene.
Yeah.
That was just
That was really
Total
good.
chaos.
Or the fight between Colossus and Juggernaut. That was just really good because Juggernaut was kicking the shit out of Colossus.
Yeah.
No doubt. If he
That
didn't
was
have
wild.
help, he would have been done.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If he didn't
that
have
was-
that, if he didn't have that wire in the pool right there,
Yeah.
it would have been fucked.
I also love the fact that like Russell and like Juggernaut are like friends.
Yeah.
And then there's the one point where he's like killing people, or he says something along these lines like killing people's my legal middle name. It's like fucking people up is my legal middle name.
I really like how the 5 or 6 moments was like brought into the second one. you
Yes.
know? It just makes it feel more like an actual deserving sequel. you know?
All right.
What did you
100%.
think about the part where Deadpool's dying and that he just drags it out?
Yeah. See, I thought that was a little too much. in all
Yeah.
honesty.
Knowing what happens, it does make it worse, I think.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like a funny the first time type of joke.
It definitely
Well-
works better than Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania.
I have to say, one of my favorite jokes throughout the whole movie, run-on jokes, was the pen.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's still slippery. This chirps the
Yeah.
whole way through, even towards the end when he's trying to break into the collar on the
Yeah.
back of his
I
neck.
like when
he's
they're
got
in the
pen.
cell. He's like, I could hear you rummaging
I can
around
hear
in
you
there.
rummage around in there. I'm laughing my ass. My prison wallet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pretend I don't know what you say.
I think it just makes it funnier that the kid's like New Zealand.
yeah.
Final ratings?
Yeah.
Mm.
I think I'm gonna give both of them a 7.5.
I'm an 8.
Yeah, I was about
I'm
to
a
say,
solid 8.
Solid 8 for
solid
both.
8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to
Yeah.
go 7 and an 8 just because I didn't really like the plot or the villain in the
The
first one
first
that
one,
much.
yeah.
Mhm.
I can go with what you're saying, but I'm a solid 8.
I just thought it was like
Yeah.
kind of basic revenge story.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I have to stay with the 8 only because, like I said, the movie surprised me. I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. Like Guardians.
Yeah.
Guardians, and I keep bringing it up. I said it's going to be okay. And then when it was done, I was like, wow,
Yeah.
this was great. I can't wait for the second one.
Yeah.
So
And both movies, Guardians and Deadpool 1, I just happened upon on cable. Guardians, I had no idea
Cable.
really what to expect.
Right.
Cablevision.
Cable licked his eye.
On television.
Oh.
So, and I was blown away by Guardians, I was like, holy crap, this is like nothing what I thought
Yeah.
it was going to be. And Deadpool did the same to me, the first one. I was like, oh, yeah. And then you're wanting for more at the end.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of
And two
like,
delivered.
A movie like Logan, like maybe never happens without Deadpool.
I
Right.
would have to assume that you're probably right. But
Yeah.
after Deadpool 1, I'm like, you definitely needed 2. And 2 delivered. I'm
Yeah.
going to agree. 2 was a better movie because of the introduction of characters. Everybody was fleshed out that you knew, and they stuck to that character from the first movie through the second movie.
Maybe even
It
like
was
something like a
done well.
Suicide Squad
Yeah.
too.
Even the whole thing when he keeps dying and he goes to see her and the wall's there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then, when the wall's not there and you're like, oh, well, now he's dead, the first time you see it. And then he gets pulled back. You kind of know it's going to happen, I guess. But just,
It's
just
this
great
movie.
moments.
Well, the first one, and I guess second one too, but
Mhm.
mostly the first one like proved there's a market for R-rated superhero movies.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure it was like the highest rated R-rated movie until Joker. So
Yeah. Oh yeah, Joker's another one where it's like
Mhm.
maybe never happens if it's not for Deadpool.
True. Yeah, he did good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are some things you want to see in the next Deadpool?
Oh.
I don't even know. I'm just very excited. Like
Yeah.
I just think Deadpool 3 or Deadpool and Wolverine's just gonna be so much fucking fun.
I
Yeah.
just think it has to deliver. And
It almost
I
feels
don't
like
think
it
it
can't
can't.
not.
exactly.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
just stick with this formula and just keep doing some of the same. Because you can't just say this movie was just all goofball stuff. There was some real stuff there.
Yeah, no, it's
You
not.
know,
And like I
and-
said, it
you know,
seems like they have
Mhm.
a pretty serious, undertone to the whole thing
Yeah,
for the third one. So,
Right. Correct.
I think so.
Yeah. It's not just listening to the jokes and the snappy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
But-
gonna, see why, or just explore a man that like failed to save his entire world,
Yep.
Mhm.
and then also another guy who looks up to him, and just discover that whole dynamic of should I really look up to you? Are you really a hero?
Mhm.
Right.
Just a whole lot of masculinity.
I'm ready to go for the ride.
Yeah, and exploring it through the lens of comedy that Deadpool's capable of, I think
helps.
is a fun way to go about
Yeah.
it.
I agree.
Yeah, because he was let down by people before, right? That he thought were his heroes, but it turned out they were, I think he said dicks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and I mean Logan's like the ultimate one for
Yeah.
him. I feel like
Yeah.
so.
Especially this version of him.
Yeah,
I have a feeling he's the biggest one of them all.
Yeah.
So we'll find out.
yeah,
I just hope that it doesn't leave us flat with, open ends that never happen. I just hope, it
I don't
brings
think
some.
it will.
I hope
I
not.
think this is gonna be just the one that starts tying a lot of shit together.
I hope so. We'll see what
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah. Last week we forgot to do our encyclopedia.
Hank Pym.
Really, you're gonna do Hank Pym?
Hey, that's what popped up.
Oh.
Okay.
So I guess I got to do it. Dr. Henry Pym, a brilliant scientist, discovered a rare group of subatomic particles that became known as Pym particles. When ingested through a serum and later through a gas and a capsule, the particles could either shrink a person down to a size of an ant or increase a person to the size of 10, 25, or even 100 feet in height. And then it goes on to ant and wasp. But fact file. Real name, Dr. Henry Hank Pym. Occupation, adventurer, biochemist.
It's so weird that all these like have adventurer.
Yep. Robotist, manager of Avengers Compound.
Yeah.
Base, Crestkill, New York. Avengers Compound, LA, California. Height, 6 feet. Weight, 185 pounds. First appearance,
Avengers 1.
Tales to Astonish, number 27, January 1962.
I think he is like one of the earliest
Yeah.
fucking heroes.
Is
'Cause,
he
like,
Ant-Man or is he Giant Man at that point?
I mean, then he was just like a fucking scientist who
Yeah.
made Pym particles.
Oh,
you know,
that's
it's
true.
just like a Honey I Shrunk the Kids type of situation.
Yeah.
Powers by ingesting
through
Pym
serum,
particles.
gas, or
Henry
capsules.
Pym can
Sure.
grow to 100 feet tall. He can also change the size of objects using the cybernetic
Yeah.
helmet. Pym can communicate with ants and control them. Allies, ants, the Avengers. What?
Fucking allies.
Fucking number one allies.
Every
man.
ant.
Ants.
Yeah.
That's fucking a powerful ally.
Ants.
Yeah.
You better believe it.
Yep. The Avengers, Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, Tigra, and the Wasp. Foes.
Tiger's a fucking weird one, but yeah.
Egghead, King the Conqueror, Morgan Le Fay, and Ultron.
I'm pretty sure that Tiger one is wrong because I think that was when he was replaced by a squirrel.
Didn't he help Tony Stark build Ultron?
Yeah.
Comic book wise.
I think in the comics he made it himself.
Doesn't he retire from being Ant-Man like during Civil War because of that? Or no, he
Well, I
registered-
think by the time Civil War happened, he was a
Yellow
Skrull.
Jacket.
I think he was a Skrull at the time.
Really?
Yeah.
But doesn't he register?
Yeah, because like he's a Skrull and he wants the fucking heroes to destroy
Ah.
themselves. So.
But
he
but
was-
it's like it's meant to look like he registers because he wants to
Mm.
like repent from Ultron.
Yeah.
And he's taken on several changes in looks and names.
Yeah.
Well,
Yellow
yeah,
Jacket.
Ant-Man, Goliath, Yellow Jacket, Wasp, and Ultron Pym.
I'm surprised it doesn't include the part where he fucking smacks the Wasp.
Yeah.
That's why he turned into the Yellow Jack, because he became evil for a bit.
Yeah. He did.
Ah.
He beats women
It's
pretty
such a-
prominently.
Yeah, it's like
Oh,
very
boy.
infamous panel where
Yeah.
he just slaps. There's a time in the comics where like they try to revamp him. They just made him like, oh, he's a super nerdy guy, and he's fucking, he's. It's so stupid, but like they made him like the Sorcerer Supreme, except it's Scientist Supreme.
That's
Oh,
fucking dumb.
God. That is kind of odd.
All right, guys. Next episode, we are unfortunately watching X-Men Origins Wolverine. I can't wait.
Yay.
Getting closer.
Yeah, we're getting closer to
Oh,
Deadpool
yeah.
and Wolverine. So tune in for the rest of the countdown. Bye. See you guys.
Bye.
Means the Wolverine.
Cuckoo got screwed.